Hey sweet friends, and welcome back to Krafts with Katelyn. I'm so excited you are joining me today. For today's video, I'm going to be creating some Kirklands inspired DIYs. So you're going to get a higher end look on a budget because I am going to be using dollar store items. Let me know in the comments down below, where is your favorite place to buy home decor? I would love to know. I would say I get most of my pieces from Ross or TJ Maxx because they're so inexpensive, but tons and tons of my decor comes from Hobby Lobby. And then I usually run into like Kirkland's or the store at home if I'm wanting to get like larger, nicer pieces, or maybe just to try to get inspired so that I can incorporate some of the latest trends or cool things that I see into my decor. But definitely let me know. I would love to know where you get most of your decor from. But let's go ahead and jump on into these projects so we can start creating some higher end looks on a budget. First up, I am trying to recreate this black metal tabletop sign, originally $44.99 on sale for $33.74, and my project ended up being under $5, so you have to let me know if you think it is a good dupe or inspired piece. But I thought to get that look of the black metal frame inside of a larger one, I thought I would go with two different sizes of these Dollar Tree canvases. So I'm using a 6x8 as well as an 8x10, and go ahead and use a utility knife to cut off the canvas and then pull away all of the excess. I'm going to get this looking the same by putting the smaller canvas inside of the larger one, and I had to play around with a few of Dollar Tree's wooden pieces to try to see what would fit. So I started with the tower blocks, and then I tried the little cubes and they wouldn't fit. I ended up using a wooden bead from my stash for the top, and I feel like this gave it more of a decorative look, and then the little tower block worked at the bottom. And I will be tacking these with glue in the back, so I didn't worry about gluing them in. I removed them, took the canvases back apart, and am painting them black. I picked up one of these 5x7 plaid wooden pieces from Walmart, and this is going to work as the sign in the middle of the smaller canvas. I wanted to paint it white to give it a nice background, and then I'll be decorating this with some wall decals that I picked up at Dollar General. I like to go ahead and get a coat of paint on everything, like a nice base coat, and then I will go back in later and add the touch up and paint the entire back black. But this just lets me get in all the little grooves, and it's not so hard to paint later. I go ahead and tack down the sign inside the small canvas with hot glue, and then try to wedge it with the wooden pieces, and like I said, tacking them with glue in the back. These are the wall stickers I was talking about. They came from Dollar General, but the sign that I'm inspired by had some black words on it, and I wanted to try to keep it a Dollar Tree or dollar store DIY, so I'm using some of these wall stickers, but Dollar Tree always has out window clings or all kinds of little stickers, or even the laser cut words that you could add to this. They weren't sticking that great because this wood is really textured that I just painted, so I decided to stick them down, and then I'm going over this with a ton of Mod Podge, and this is really going to seal it off and give it a pretty finish, as well as hold all these stickers in place, and it's also going to create a nice flat base so that I can stick on some of these rub-ons. I have used the eucalyptus rub-ons for everything, but I thought it would be fun just to pull out these different little leaves and kind of put them around, and it definitely has its own look to it, and I just love how it came out. So definitely not an exact dupe. The sign that I'm inspired by did not have this, but I just love adding my own touch to things and adding in this greenery. I just feel like it looks so pretty. I knew that this canvas was a little bit heavy for this candlestick, so it did take some support. I'm using the same tower blocks and adding a few to the back as well as one to the front. I was going to try to get away with not adding the one to the front, but it was going to lean forward, so I had to put it. But after I go ahead and paint everything black, I feel like it's all camouflaged in, and you can't even tell that I really had to add the extra pieces. And then I am painting the entire back because this messy back would have really bothered me, and I didn't want to take the time to take out all of the staples. So I feel like this really just hides all of the imperfections, and if anyone ever sees the back, it'll just be camouflaged in. But this is how it came together. I feel like it is a really pretty piece and such a fun dupe, and I feel like it looks a lot like the original piece. For the next project, I was really inspired by these galvanized and glassed canister sets. So this comes in a set of 3. I'm only going to be making one today, mostly because I only had a couple of these jars, but these new jars at Dollar Tree have the really wide lids. They're really cool. I used 2 and removed the top from the second one, and I will set that aside and use it in a different project, but this will go perfect for the bottom so that it has the matching top and bottom like it does in the Kirkland's photo. So I am removing the label, and I wanted to share this trick really quick, but I picked up one of these Goo Gone markers from Walmart, and it will get the excess adhesive. I had even heated up this label with my heat gun, and that usually gets all of it, but there was some excess, so that pin got it and I was able to wipe it away, and it just was really handy to have. So I recommend picking up one of those if you see it, and then using one of these blocks. This is from like one of the brain teaser games from Dollar Tree. I filled in the holes, and then I'm going to glue it on the top to make like a little handle. To get more of a metal galvanized look, I'm using some of this Rust-Oleum dark bronze, and they spray painted really nicely, and once again just matching the top and the bottom. I feel like it gave it the perfect finish, and you're able to screw on the top lid, and then I just hot glued this, but you can use any other glue. Just I would make sure it was clear, but I glued this down onto the base, and I feel like it just looks so beautiful and gives it such like a higher end look. Just a really fun, pretty piece for your kitchen. I'm going to share with you what it looks like empty, as well as putting some noodles in it like the photo. I am definitely going back to Dollar Tree to get more jars so that I could make a full set of 3 of these. Next piece was $80, and it had really good reviews, but some people in the reviews was talking about how it was really nice, but it wasn't worth 80 bucks. So I knew I could make this for a lot cheaper. I'm using 2 of the large wooden signs from Dollar Tree, as well as some of these paint sticks from Walmart. They come in a 3-pack for $1, and I ended up using about 8 of them in total. So I decided where I needed these trimmed down, and I cut one down to size and then used that as a guide to trim the rest of them. So I'm cutting down all 8 of my paint sticks. The photo from Kirkland's has multi-gray color tones in it, so I wanted to paint as a base coat the steel color, which is this medium gray color, and then I'll be dry brushing over that with some of the elephant color. But I did want to go ahead and make sure that I painted all of these separate, because I knew it was going to get hard to paint all of the edges whenever I got it put together. So I give them a nice base coat of paint, and then I did touch them up after I got everything put together. A really cool hack to space these out was to use the tower blocks. After I decided where I wanted them to start, I go ahead and put a couple of blocks in between them, and this will just keep them perfectly even and straight. I just had to make sure that they were nice and straight along the edge. And then using some liquid nails and hot glue, I decided to put use both of these at first, but then you'll see that I quickly stop using the hot glue because liquid nails only takes about 20 minutes to get a nice tight hold. You're supposed to wait, I think, overnight before you really say that it's dry, but it was really holding fast, so I decided to go ahead and skip the hot glue part and just use the liquid nails. A little bit of the glue did come out. I did add a ton, but I felt like it kind of needed a lot of glue, and these sticks were only holding on in the 2 places. But dry brushing over it with all of this elephant color does camouflage all of the glue and covers all the imperfections. And then to get like the same little clips that is in the Kirkland's piece, I'm using these from Dollar Tree. I just cut off the little tacks on the back with some wire cutters and then hot glued them down in place. I just chose some random photos and cards to decorate this, but I feel like it is such a good dupe, and I ended up making this for about $6. So how is that compared to the $80 price point? And I feel like it is such a beautiful piece. You could add D-ring hooks and hang this on the wall, but such a fun way to display your photos. This next project was about $18, so not super pricey, but if you make it yourself, you're able to customize it, and I think I made it for maybe around $4, including the wall decal stickers that I'm using for this. But I'm using the same paint stir sticks from Walmart. I love these so much, and I am using one of the largest flat canvases at Dollar Tree that they have, and cutting down the paint sticks. I'm going to be putting one at the top and the bottom. I flipped everything upside down, and then I'm going to be connecting these with some Hobby Lobby pieces of wood. These are the Dollar Tree stickers that I chose. They say be patient, be gentle, be loving, be humble. I thought they were so beautiful. I was sharing with you those flower stickers. I feel like those would be really pretty on here. I decided to not go with those for this project, so I'm going to save them for another one. But these stickers were made to kind of stack on top of each other. So once again, not using the same words as the inspiration piece, but you definitely can use your Cricut or something to cut those out. I'm just wanting to keep this a Dollar Tree video for today, but I added a hanger by wrapping some jute twine around the top stick as well as the opposite side, and then I did this for the bottom. And then I wanted to add some charms to this, so I intentionally stuck my stickers a little bit further to the right. You can't really tell if I didn't tell you, but I wanted to leave plenty of room for some little decor pieces. So I'm sticking my greenery as well as my burlap bow. I'm loving adding this greenery to everything. And then I had this little house from Christmas from Dollar Spot at Target, and then one of the little laser cut pieces. I glue everything down, and I feel like this is such a beautiful alternative to make your own signs from Dollar Tree. Very inexpensive and just really fun pieces that go with anyone's home decor because you can completely personalize these. I do wish I would have glued those underneath the bow, so you see I do have to pick it up and try to re-glue it down. And if you didn't have this house, you could just use a couple of the different little laser cutouts from Dollar Tree, but anything would look really pretty. I just love how it kind of dangles down there and adds so much more detail to this piece. Thank you all so much for coming along and crafting with me today. I love doing inspired DIYs whenever you have an end goal, something you're trying to work towards. These projects turned out really pretty, I feel like, and it saved you a lot of money getting like a nicer look at a cheaper price. So definitely let me know in the comments down below which one of today's projects was your favorite, if there's anything that you would like to recreate or another store you would love me to do some inspired looks from. Thank you all again for watching. Don't forget to leave me a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy crafting. Bye.